It is time to unbox my November Fairyloot box. I did get this yesterday, so just a little bit into December, so not too bad, but very excited to get into this and see what Fairyloot sent me. So I will say there is quite a few items in this box, I think actually more than normal. But the first thing is this letter opener, which is inspired by the book For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga, which I believe is the book for this month. I like kind of this. If you've seen me get these before, you know I display them in a very specific way. So I will be putting it into one of the little cases and displaying it, which I really like to do because I can put them up on my bookshelf. All right, next up we have kind of like a dish towel that is inspired by Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I'm gonna be really honest, I have this book, but I have not started it yet. I was actually going to start reading the series, and then I saw something about the last book of the series coming out and people being kind of very mixed reviews on it. So I kind of pushed it further down on my TBR, but let me know if you've read the whole series and if it's something I should jump into. But this is very cute. I love the theme of it, and I will be putting this up into my kitchen. Right now I have all my like December Christmassy ones up, but after that I think this will be a good kind of long-standing dish towel to kind of display in my kitchen. So next up we have this coming up year's desk calendars. And this time it is inspired by Stephanie Garber, and it is inspired by two of her series, Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart. So we have all these different characters for each month. I'm going to be really honest, I love this. The last year's was Sarah J. Maas. I use this every day. I work in kind of like the medical field. I do medical research. So it is nice just to kind of have this to like peek over real quick when I'm in meetings or something and we're talking about dates for whatever. I can peek at this real quick and be like, oh, okay, that's what we're talking about. But also just like a really cool, like unique kind of little bookish character thing to have on your desk throughout the year. Like I said, I really love these. I think they're small enough. They don't take up a whole lot of space on your desk if you're like me and you need literally all the space you can have. I think these are perfect. So Fairyloot, please keep sending these. I want these every year because they are amazing. All right, our next item is a ceramic mug inspired by the Crimson Moth. I have read this book and I really did enjoy it. I will say I was very confused about the fact that there's like, it's the same book, but two different titles based on what country you got it in. I don't know. That was really confusing when I was reading it, but it's a great book. Highly recommend it. Can't wait to see where the series goes next. And I am always a fan of mugs. I am slowly starting to run out of room in my mug cupboard. So this one might have to like go on display for a little bit, at least until I move and I have more kitchen storage area, because right now I don't have a lot. But love the mug, and I just honestly, all the ceramic pieces that Fairyloot has sent, I absolutely think they're all amazing and I use them very, very regularly. All right, our next item are some magnetic bookmarks that are inspired by A Deadly Education. I have not read that book, but it is on my TBR, so very excited to get into it. And also, who couldn't use bookmarks? I do have a lot of these like magnetic bookmarks and I tend to like them a lot more. I don't know. I just think they kind of work a little bit better for me, what I like, but these are really cute. Definitely going to go into my bookmark storage area. All right, and our final item before we get to the book are the tarot cards, and they are inspired by For She Is Wrath, which if you sounds familiar, it's probably because it's the book for this month. We got two items from it, but here are the tarot cards for this month. I think I talk about this a lot, that at some point, say it all the time, every time I get a box, I'm going to look to see how many more tarot cards I need until I have a full deck. I promise I will actually do that and maybe update people if you guys are curious on where I'm at. And finally, onto the book, and I know it's going to be such a huge surprise, but it is For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga. This is actually really, really pretty. I can't wait to show you guys the edges. But here we have the front, the side, and the back. But look at those edges. I think I've talked about this a lot, but I really love when the edges look like this. Instead of just like a plain color, or if they're like an ombre or something, I love when they're more detailed. I will say it doesn't go all the way around, which is completely fine, but absolutely love this. We do have some special surprises once we open this, which I will show you. But first, here is the naked hardcover, which I think looks just as good as with the dust jacket on. We do have some character artwork, which is kind of embossed, which is I think is really pretty. Definitely a cool little fight scene, so excited to get to where that is. And I believe there should be a signature. Yep, we have the signature there. And I think we also might have an author letter inside as well. And now for the little surprise, this is a reversible dust jacket. So here we go with the reversible dust jacket. I think I talk about this a lot, that I never can decide which one to go with. And this one, I think actually might be one of the hardest ones for me to pick. So I'll have to kind of decide which side of the dust jacket that I want to go. But very excited to read this book. I'm going to go ahead and do what I normally do, which is go see if my library has the audiobook version or the Kindle version for me to borrow. I really just do that because I don't like to read my special editions, just because I'm always worried that they're going to get a little damaged if I'm reading them. But very excited to get into this book. If you've read it, let me know what you think.